Hello! Happy Tuesday! Welcome to Technology Tuesday, and today we are going to be talking about podcasting your way to essential oil riches. So I'm totally kidding, by the way. I know that name's like a little bit clickbaity, but I just thought, hey, it sounded really fun, right? So welcome. Thank you so much for deciding to take a little bit of time to join me today on this gorgeous Tuesday, wonderful Tuesday. I'm sure there is something in your life that is beautiful that you can think of when you think that this is a great Tuesday. So today we're going to be talking about podcasting. A couple of shows ago, we actually talked about embracing this idea of broadcasting 365 days a year, okay? Every single day. Publishing actually is what we called it. And the reason why I called it publishing is because you just want to choose one platform and just start getting things out there. It doesn't matter if it's Facebook, it doesn't matter if it's Instagram, it doesn't matter if it's TikTok or Snapchat or Marco Polo even, like whatever it is that you love, where you know that you can find the people that you really want to connect with as far as essential oils are concerned. Choose that platform and just start getting things out there. It doesn't even matter if it's top shelf stuff, but what you want to do is you do want to do your best, obviously, but you want to provide a place where your audience can come and they will know where to find you. And they know approximately what time they can find their new stuff, because you are going to find people who love you, who love your message. You're also going to find your voice, and you're going to really start connecting with people when you commit to some sort of publishing every day. Now, one of my favorite ways to publish is with podcasting. And it's funny that we're here talking about this today because it has been a little while since I've actually regularly published my podcast. What's nice about it is that it doesn't require makeup, and it doesn't require hair, and it doesn't require really a whole lot. So let's talk about what podcasting does require. Well, one of the things that you might want to consider grabbing is a microphone. You do want to make sure that your audio quality is really high and good. However, don't wait for a microphone to show up before you start podcasting. I'm actually going to show you two ways to do this. They're my two favorite ways. There's a million ways to actually start your podcast, you guys, but I love using Anchor FM. Anchor, you can actually record right from your phone and start getting things out. And then I also love the Marketing Sense Audio Creator. That is one of my favorite little tools to use that I'm going to show you. And the audio creator on Marketing Sense, you can also record right from your phone, and then you can put that onto a page where you can store all of your podcasts, and people can come to that page and they can see them all. Now, between Anchor and Marketing Sense, they have some things that I like, and then they have a little bit of limitations, each platform. So for example, if you use something like Anchor FM, you can add music to the beginning. It's not, I don't want to make money doing my podcast, but if that was an ambition of yours, you could make money using Anchor, and then Anchor is going to put it into places like you can get it out onto Apple iTunes, the Apple Podcasts, Podcast-O-Matic, all of the different podcast platforms. It will actually publish for you if you want to go that route. Now, if you want to stay a little bit more intimate, you have a reach, but maybe not go insane, like crazy posting everywhere, you can use Marketing Sense. Now, the downside to Anchor is that you don't really get to know your subscribers. Like, you're not going to get their email addresses. You're not going to be able to reach out to them. And I think that that is actually really important when you start thinking about using your podcast for like a long-term situation. So it is important to, maybe grab an email address, be able to put that into a drip campaign for the purpose of getting an essential oil client, because ultimately, that's one of the reasons why you publish, right? Like, you publish to build your business, to build your clientele. And so I have to say that Marketing Sense actually really supports that, whereas Anchor is really more about the podcast itself and like the podcasting medium, as opposed to a good way to actually bring in clientele. Okay, so this is just an overview for you about podcasting. There are a lot of details as well, but you will learn those as you go. So this is kind of like the beginner's version. So let's start over at Anchor. This is anchor.fm. So it's not a .com, it's actually a .fm. And there is also a app. And the app is really, really easy to use. So, and again, it's just anchor.fm on your phone. The app looks like this little symbol right here, but purple. And, let's just go ahead and log in. So this is the Great Start Morning, was the podcast that I started that I may dust off again. I was amazed to see that it had about 3,000 plays on it. I did not do that many. So now it's going to show you, like, it will break down where these listeners came from. I was really surprised to see this, that 40% of my listeners are from Saudi Arabia. What? And then, 36% were from the US, and then, from other places, which is interesting. And then, of course, this is just normal for me, is that I have a very high female following. And then it will also tell you the ages that you are appealing to. So when you have your podcast, you're just going to choose your name, you're going to choose the description, and then, you're going to choose your cover art, and that's just the little square. You can make these little squares anywhere. So Anchor FM actually allows you a little platform so that you can actually design it like right there on Anchor FM. You can also just make your little square in PicMonkey, or you can make it using Pages. I mean, there's a million different ways that you can make your square. So don't get stressed out about that. And then you can choose your category, and you can choose the language that you speak, and all of these other different things in here, your website. And of course, mine's going to change because now mine is going to become more essential oils focused. So I'm going to choose a name that is more conducive to essential oils. And as I explore this medium, I will actually put that video, I'll put a little link in the description so you guys can try to find mine and be like, is Beverly doing it right? Okay, because this is new for me too. But I love to bring you guys along on the journey as I'm trying new things and kind of testing out new marketing. We may as well all do it together, right? Because we're on the same page. We're both trying to grow our businesses, our essential oil businesses. We're figuring out how to get leads, and this is just one of those ways that I personally have not tested, but I keep hearing is phenomenal for getting leads. So let's try it together. Okay, so this is Anchor FM. Now, if we go into the different episodes, you'll be able to see them here. And one of the things that I have that I've learned while I have been researching podcasts is that you can actually add notes to your podcast. So right here is, this is, Time to Stir Some Passion is the name of the podcast. And I can hit edit, and right here is like my episode description. And then I know sometimes you can actually add like episode notes, which is essentially the description and then like other things with your episodes. So down here, you can put in things like your website. You can put in a little bio about yourself, and you can say about, Beverly has been in the essential oil world for this many years, and this is how she discovered oils, and this is, how you can get a hold of her. So you can put a little bio there. You can put all sorts of things down here, including backlinks, like to a video if you want to backlink to a video. So explore that a little bit, because sometimes when people are listening, they will hit that description and they will want to see it. And then, to do a new episode, it's so easy. Like, you literally just hit new episode and you can hit record right here, and it will record. It's asking me if I want to record using my internal microphone, which is the one that's just right here on my computer, or if you actually purchase a microphone, that's where you would use this little drop down, and your new external microphone would actually pop up right there. And you just start recording. So what are you recording? Well, let me tell you that you do want to keep podcasts relatively short. The longest that you want to make it is about 20 minutes. I think about 7 minutes is the real sweet spot statistically, and that's kind of what I saw on my episodes of my podcast when I was doing it. I kind of shot for all of them to be about 15 minutes in length. So you don't want to go super long with them. You also want to make sure that you're choosing a subject. So choose a subject about essential oils that you love. Try to choose something broad enough so that you can cover enough subjects. You are going to be looking for 365 subjects. So think about what you would want your name to be. There is Oil Revolution, or Rev Oilution, I think, is a current podcast about essential oils. So maybe give them a quick look and listen to what they're doing on their podcast. The other thing that you want to think of too when it comes to podcasting is to maybe have a co-host. So if you have a friend that might want to do your podcast together, that would be really great. And then the other really awesome thing to think about with your podcast is interviewing people. So if you have other people in your downline that might want to pop onto your podcast, if you have a friend or a neighbor that maybe has good information on a subject and would just want to record with you, trying to keep things fresh and exciting is a little important when it comes to podcasting, so you might want to think about that too. But with as simple as these platforms are to use, carve out like 30 minutes, record a bunch of them, and then just upload them, every Tuesday, every Friday, or every single day. If this is going to be your 365-day platform, you can create like an archive of them and then just pop them on there every day. So that, for example, on Thanksgiving or on Christmas or on your birthday or something like that, where you're wanting to take the day off, you're not recording that day. Okay. So let's talk about Marketing Sense. Marketing Sense, this is the dashboard here, and we're going to click on Marketing, and we're going to go down to, they have an audio creator right here. Okay, and so you would just hit record audio, and what this does is it gives you an 800 number that you can dial into. And honestly, you can keep this 800 number just on your phone, and whenever inspiration strikes you, you can log in. I know the PIN is a little bit long, but you can log in, put in your PIN number, and actually record on the fly. So you are limited to 30 minutes, but like I said, if your podcast is more than 30 minutes, you're overthinking it. Like, don't go over 30 minutes. Just pick up your phone, boop, dial your Marketing Sense number, and just record, like, right into your phone. Then what's amazing is that after you save your new audio, you're going to go back to marketing, and then you're going to scroll down to Smart Sender, and you're going to add your resource to your Smart Sender, and it's an audio. I only have one audio here, and it's an oil ability from a long time ago, you guys. So you're going to go ahead and add it. I just pop it in right here. You can select a category if you would like to, or a call to action or anything like that, and we're going to hit save. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to the Smart Sender main page here. And I'm actually going to hit this Create a Pack button. And I'm going to call mine Essential Oils A to Z is what I'm going to call my podcast. And again, it's like right here in the description, I can put my website, I can put all manner of different things in here that can help people to find me. I'm going to leave it blank for right now just to kind of save time. And then in this part, it says select resources to add to the Smartpak. So I'm going to choose all in this library filter, and then I'm going to choose audio. And so here's my oil ability. I'm going to click add, and then I'm just going to save it. Okay, so let's return to Smart Sender again. And what you're going to be able to see is you will see the beginning of your Smart Sender. Here we go, Smartpaks. Right here. So here's the Essential Oil A to Z. Let's go ahead and preview it. And so this is what you'll see. It'll say Essential Oils A to Z at the top, and as you begin to record things, there's going to be an archive that will pop up here where all of your podcasts will actually be listed. And then over on this side, you will have your contact information so that people can contact you or they can link to you via social media. Over here, under Actions, you can select Generate Link, And this is actually going to allow you to copy, and you can text, or you can put it on social media, or you can do whatever you would like to with this link to bring people into your podcast, okay, if you want to bring them directly to the podcast page. Now, you may also want to go one step forward and make sure that you're getting the email addresses of the people who go to your Smart Sender. So what I would recommend doing is actually going to my website and going to these lead capture page options and creating a lead capture page that is just for your podcast, okay? So you can say this is the podcast. We'll call it Podcast Leads. Okay, and then you can select, I usually select standard, and you can just walk through the process. This process is so easy to go ahead and set up a lead capture page. I don't want to show you again because we've done it about a million times. But you can create a beautiful page. I'll show you. This Technology Tuesday one is probably one that you guys have seen, especially if you're opted in to receive the emails. But you can create a really beautiful login where people have their first name, their last name, their email, and then when they click submit, I would also, you could change this wording. Instead of it just saying submit, you could actually say immediate access, which tends to work really well with podcasts and other forms of media. So, and then the next page can be that Smart Sender page. And then every single time you actually post a new podcast, you can email your list and you can let them know that you just created a brand new podcast. So if you need more information on how to create a lead capture page for your podcast, go ahead and click the link. I'm going to link the other video that I created with all of the details as to how to do that below this video so that you can pop in and actually create a lead capture page. Now, what's beautiful about the lead capture page is that when you send, so you're going to be capturing all of those leads, you're going to send them an email when you create your new podcast, and what Marketing Sense does for you that Anchor can't do, it's just not inherent in that platform, is when somebody clicks your new podcast and they listen to it, Marketing Sense is actually going to send you a notification that somebody listened to that podcast and how much of that audio they actually listened to, which is great because if you're going to send them a follow-up email and say something like, hey, thank you so much for listening to my podcast. Thank yous are amazing in the marketing world. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. I really appreciate that you took the time to do that. If you have any questions about essential oils, please feel free to reply back. And, I look forward to creating the next podcast. I hope you love it. That sort of ability to be able to contact and follow up with people is huge. And so I would really highly recommend that you consider using Marketing Sense because, if I had to choose just one, I would actually choose the Marketing Sense platform. And the reason why I say that is because the motivation behind doing the podcast is not just to sit there and hear yourself talk. It is, not that other podcasts are that way. You know what I mean. It's not just to sit there and have something that is your platform, even though that's what it is. It's like the end goal is really to get a new essential oil client or to get a new essential oil customer. And so in order to do that, you do need a way that you can follow up with people. Now, on a platform like Anchor, of course, you can say something like, email me, here's my email, here's my telephone number. It can be in the description. But if you use a landing page and you use a contact form, that's really going to be able to give you the ability to talk to those people directly and a little bit quicker than with Anchor. So when somebody is driving or something like that and they're listening to your podcast, it could be difficult for them to try to stop and write something down or to be, want to follow up with you. Whereas if it's through their email already, it's, I don't know, one just kind of leads to the other. So So there you go. There are my thoughts on podcasting. If you have any questions, please reply back to this email if you got this in email form. If you're over on YouTube, you can also email me. You can, if you're on Facebook, you can send me a direct message. So many ways to get a hold of me if you have any questions. And also, please let me know what you would like to learn next. Podcasting actually came out of a request, and so I really look forward to teaching you what you would love learning, because we are all doing this marketing together. So have a fantastic Tuesday, and we will see you next week.